pollen times, or using a saline nasal spray might help a little. Do you normally get allergies this time of year?
No, I haven't get allergy by now, but so that's why I don't want admit I get a pollen allergy.
That makes sense. It can be frustrating when something new pops up, especially if you haven't had allergies before. It's a bit of a shock, right? But sometimes our bodies change over time, and allergies can develop unexpectedly. Hopefully, it's just a temporary thing, but if it keeps bothering you, you might want to consider some treatments, just in case. Do you think the pollen is worse this year?
Yes.
It could definitely be worse this year. Pollen levels can vary, and some seasons are definitely more intense than others. If it keeps up, maybe trying some allergy-friendly measures could help ease the symptoms, even if you're not fully ready to admit it yet. Have you noticed any specific times of day when it's worse?
Could you repeat the question again?
Sure. I asked if you've noticed any specific times of day when your symptoms are worse. For
Uh,
example, pollen levels tend to be higher in the morning or on windy days.
really? When the windy days? What is the meaning of windy days? Kumori?
Windy days simply means days when it's very windy outside. When it's windy, the wind can blow pollen around more, making allergy symptoms worse. So, on windy days, pollen is often spread further, which can lead to more exposure if you're outside. Does that make sense?
Could you repeat in Japanese?
もちろんです。Windy days。風の強い人は、外がとても風が強い日を意味します。風が強いと風が花粉を遠くに運んでしまうことがあり、そのためアレルギーの症状がひどくなることがあります。風の強い日には外にいると花粉にさらされやすくなるんです。
Yeah, today is windy day. So I think, yeah, today is windy days. Uh, but my symptoms started from yesterday. So, so that mean that
It sounds like your symptoms started before today, which means it might not just be the wind causing it. Pollen could have been building up for a while, and even if it's windy today, it might just be the tipping point. Sometimes pollen can linger in the air for a few days, so it's possible it's been affecting you since yesterday. Does that seem like it could be the case?
I cannot get what you said. So could you repeat again?
Sorry about that. What I meant is that your symptoms started yesterday, even before today's wind. It's possible that pollen had already been in the air, and the windy weather today might just be making it worse. Pollen can stay in the air for a few days, so it might not just be the wind today that caused it. Does that make sense now?
Yeah, thank you. Uh, do you have do you have do you have なんか花粉症と風邪の違いを見極める方法を知ってたりするって英語でなんて言うの？
はい。花粉症と風邪の違いを見極める方法についてお話ししますね。いくつかのポイントで違いがわかります。1、症状の期間。花粉症は一般的に季節性で、特に春や秋など特定の時期に症状が出ます。風邪は通常1週間ほどで治ります。2、 症状の種類。花粉症の場合、目のかゆみや涙、鼻水やくしゃみがよく見られます。風邪は喉の痛みや咳、体のだるさが主な症状です。3、発熱の有無。風邪では軽い発熱があることが多いですが、花粉症では発熱は通常ありません。4、治療法。花粉症には抗ヒスタミン薬や鼻スプレーが効果的ですが、風邪には休養や水分補給が大切です。これらの違いを見極めることで、花粉症と風邪を区別しやすくなります。もし症状が長引くようであれば、アレルギー専門の薬を試してみるのもいいかもしれませんね。
花粉症と風邪を見極める方法を知ってるって英語でなんて言うの？
花粉症と風邪を見極める方法を知っているは英語で Do you know how to distinguish between hay fever and a cold? と言います。
Do you know how to distinguish fever, cold, and pollen allergy?
Yes, I can help with that. Here's how you can distinguish between a fever, a cold, and pollen allergy. 1. Fever. A fever is usually a sign of an infection, like the flu or another illness. It involves a high temperature above 38 degrees or 100.4 degrees, along with other symptoms like chills, sweating, and fatigue. 2. Cold. A cold typically involves a runny nose, sore throat, sneezing, and cough. It may also come with mild body aches or fatigue, but no fever or only a mild one. Symptoms usually improve in a few days. 3. Pollen allergy, hay fever. Pollen allergy often causes a runny nose, sneezing, itchy or watery eyes, and sometimes a sore throat. It usually doesn't cause a fever or body aches. These symptoms tend to be seasonal, appearing when pollen levels are high. So the key difference is that fever usually means an infection. A cold is more about a runny nose and cough, and pollen allergy tends to cause eye irritation and sneezing without a fever. Does that help?
Yes, thank you. But so I wanna 風邪を治したいって英語でなんて言うの？
風邪を倒したいは英語で I want to get over my cold または I want to recover from my cold と言います。どちらも風邪を治したいという意味です。
I want to recover my cold, so I have to sleep a lot. So let's wrap it up and see you tomorrow.
That sounds like a good plan. Rest is key to recovering. Take care and get well soon. See you tomorrow.